Well, like as you're all aware, we had a cable cut right on the 20th of January, and we had redundancy, but on a satellite phone, and it didn't quite work because we had cloud coverage during the period when the cable was cut. So, luckily enough, we had an prior arrangement with EasyNet, which is a local provider, via Kacific satellites. I think it's fair to say that we thank God for EasyNet and Kacific, because if they weren't there, it would have taken us longer to diagnose the problem and to call in the Reliance for the cable recovery. You might do a search on Tonga and you find out that Tonga has 170 islands, and 36 of those islands are habited. And the cable can only provide connectivity to the three major islands. It was economically infeasible for Tonga to have a second cable. So that second option then was to go via satellite. It was most fortunate that we met up with Kacific, and it was more economically viable for us to go with Kacific. The best news about this is that not only that we'll get redundancy, but we can also provide connectivity to the outer islands in Tonga. Practically, we're shooting two birds with one stone with the Kacific option.
We came back to the grid, if you will. Was Kacific had given ITU 5 of those antennas, in which we were able. It was there already before the cable was cut, right? And immediately we were able to put up those antennas. And immediately Kacific, because of their concentration in the island and in the remoteness of the island, was able to beam down and give us bandwidth, and we were back online. It is an emergency stage, but we were then connected. But what did we learn from that? We learned that you can become overnight isolated even when you have cables, because it takes one cut. It doesn't take 4 cuts. We need 89 of those, which is cheap. Put that in all the remote islands. That makes more sense than to try to take 5 out of all the other islands. So the government of Tonga had made up, to me, a brilliant choice. We need connectivity through Kacific, and now you're going to put up your own the satellite. But guess what? In that satellite, we have purchased the beam and the bandwidth to those 89 remote islands, right? You know, who was there? I'm sorry, but nobody else was there. Only Kacific was there. I'm telling you an experience that we went through. It is why we came online within a week. Like a crisis center was created in where Kacific was at. Our guy from Tonga was there, and the wonderful thing is everything was mobilized.